In Teacher Admin, you have a number of utilities. Depending upon permissions, you may see some of these. Each one of these has a specific function. Arriving students will show you any students that are going to be arriving in the next few days. So for instance here, you can see the entry date, how many days until they arrive, and what grade they'll be in. I have other extra information like how many classes they're scheduled for. Let's bring out the column chooser. The only thing there is another name. We can expand this and we can actually see the classes they've been scheduled for and see that they're ready to go. The same way, the withdrawing students shows you students that are going to be leaving based upon a withdrawal date that's been entered, how many days it is. Now notice obviously many of these are leaving at the end of the school year. That's why there's so many. The EAL ESL student utility shows you the rankings for the different students. Let's filter for the latest year. There we have it. And we could even group these if we wanted to. And let's turn off the year filter. So you can see some students have been evaluated more than once. This is primarily useful for those in this particular subject area or EAL, ESL coordinators. This particular one can be edited if you have permission. And as I just demonstrated, it is live data. You can click on it or right-click to get the contextual menu. Under Utilities, we also have Student Nationalities. You want to find out how many Australians there are. So there's 88 who have it listed as their primary nationality and 1 as a secondary nationality. So here's all the primaries, and there's the one secondary. Again, this is live information. We can right-click and go to that student information if we want. Youngest, eldest. This allows us to find the youngest and the oldest in a family. We can either do it overall in the entire school or by division. If you do it by division, it's then generally best to filter so that you have the same division. There. Now that will give us an entry for a family. Eldest division and youngest division, both yes. So for this family, who has many children, this is the youngest student in elementary, and this is the oldest student in elementary. If I change this, let's say I change this to MSHS, and this to MSHS, then for the same family, here, now this girl is the youngest in middle school, high school, and this girl is the oldest for middle school, high school. If you do it overall for the whole school, then generally you don't want any divisional filter. This will then show you that this was the youngest in the whole school for the family, and this was the oldest for the whole school. Again, with all of these, if you need to export information, you can, or you can filter it. Youngest, eldest, that's what we just did. Staff positions. This one's a little different because it's looking at positions in the school that have been defined. So for instance, here's the Director of Technology. Here's previous position, and there's the current active one. Each one of these can show it. Who has been in these positions historically. Also shows you the public information about the data. Student lockers. If your school is using lockers, you can see which locker has been assigned to which student, lock number, combination, and so forth, and any additional information. And lastly, student transportation. Again, this might be being used. Shows you which students are using which buses, and this can have a default system, or it can vary from day to day, depending upon the nature of your school.